It is day 4 of early voting, and the race for Texas Attorney General is heating up.
A new UT poll shows 3 Republican candidates gaining ground on incumbent Attorney General Ken Paxton. Adam Bennett is live in Katy, where one challenger is finishing up a rally there. Adam, there is a lot at stake to get the nomination.
There sure is, Mia, because no Democrat has won a statewide office in Texas in nearly 30 years. So there's a good chance that whoever wins the Republican primary will be the next Texas Attorney General. This afternoon here in Katy, George P. Bush made a stop. Eva Guzman was in Pasadena earlier. And one expert says the money spent by those two campaigns, plus Louis Gohmert's, is bringing Paxton's numbers down and moving this race closer to a runoff.
Texas Land Commissioner George P. Bush
I'm not here to fight the other candidates. The enemy is public corruption.
is one of 3 Republican challengers trying to unseat incumbent Attorney General Ken Paxton.
We are here to protect consumers of Texas.
To be the party's candidate in November's general election. There's also former state Supreme Court Justice Eva Guzman.
Texans need a Texan who's been in the Texas courtrooms fighting for Texas.
And Congressman Louis Gohmert.
As a judge, I applied the law equally, no political favors.
A UT poll released this week shows Paxton leading with 47% of the vote, but still short of the 50% he needs to avoid a runoff. Bush is second with 21%, followed by Guzman and Gohmert with 16 and 15%.
Is that a lot of these candidates are nipping at his heels.
Charles Blaine is president of Urban Reform. He also worked on Governor Greg Abbott's campaign in 2014.
I think Gohmert's entrance really took away some of that air out of the room when it comes to terms of his conservatism. And so now we're starting to see that reflect in poll numbers a bit.
Although former President Donald Trump endorsed Paxton in this race, Blaine says Gohmert is running as a Trump-style candidate with a similar congressional record. Blaine says Bush is playing at the border issue, while Guzman is calling on the need to restore integrity to the office after Paxton's legal issues.
They're all trying to pick at different areas of General Paxton and pull away a little bit at some of what he has built over the past 4 years.
Meanwhile, Blaine says Paxton has been focusing on outside-of-the-norm issues with recent lawsuits against Meta on facial recognition and the CDC on mask guidance for airlines.
These are all issues that Republican primary voters deeply care about and have been very vocal about their concerns about. And I think Paxton is trying to play on those and use that to his advantage.
And Blaine thinks these candidates will mostly try to get out the vote with their usual primary voters, although he also thinks they'll go after some of the new Hispanic Republican voters that we saw back in 2020. Meanwhile, on the Democrats' side, 5 candidates are battling out in their primary for the Attorney General's race. Mia and Len.
Always fascinating. Thank you, Adam.